Okay, what do we sound like now? Now we sound like we can be heard or something. What's that? Yep, okay, nice and loud. What about the game? Can we hear the game? Yes, we can. Perfect. So, what is making that noise? Is that me or something in the background? All right, so what I'm doing now, I was trying to solve the problem that we were having earlier with not having any good building materials. And so I wanted to solve that, and I came up with this series of factories that are a little bit better than the ones that we were using. Like our starter factories, they're going to suck because starting sucks. But this is a series of blueprints that are supposed to get us, like, after we're done with the starters and we just want to like be able to build. These should give us the building materials that we need to get all the way through to the end of the game. So that was the quartz and silica. I need to name them better so I can tell them apart from my other factories. That's the concrete. Mark II wire, and wow, that one looks really bad. That better not be part of what we're trying to do right now. Hold on. I know I have a better setup than that. Um, mm, that couldn't be possibly part of this same project, could it? That better not be. Okay, so I get on a streak like this, and the idea kind of evolves as I'm working on it, so the later iterations don't get the benefit. I mean, the first ones. The first part of the project suffers because the later part has a lot of innovations that it doesn't get to enjoy. So I've got plates, I got rods, I got concrete, I got quartz. I need and I can't seriously believe this was what I came up with for wire and cable. I mean, it makes sense because it's two things, but I know I can do better than that. So, what am I going to do? Although that is done and it will work, but it would just look better if it was, look so much cooler if it was just like these. So I need to fix those two so that we can walk across them. And clear the blueprint designer. Rods, R2 Rod 60, I think, is the name. Let's make sure the front is in the front. So that needs to go right there. And then what? Straight walkway across. Will that do it? I think it will. And then over here, that straight walkway needs to become a T. So if I am correct, then if I put the quartz factory down next to it, we'll be able to walk across because the catwalks line up. No, the catwalks do not line up. Damn it. Okay. So, how much of it do I want to rebuild? Whatever it takes. Start right here. Guess we'll do a T-piece. Go downstairs right away. So I can either redo the entire walkway to line up properly, and then do it again with the rods factory, or I can find a way to deal with some Z fighting. I think Z fighting is back on the menu. Sample with swatch in hand. Now those parts of Z-Fight really hard. I see. That's why this is not something that we do. We get that clipping there. Okay, so on the back side of these, go one over. And then that piece becomes... straight walkway. I wonder if I should try to defeat that. Let's see how long I can stand to ignore it. Okay, so that goes there, that goes there. That needs to become... Wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute. The reason we're in this situation is because we have some Z fighting over here, and we only have center part left to align anyway, so let's do it. Okay. I just wonder if we should take advantage of this opportunity. No, that's dumb. Never mind. Okay. Hey, Mr. Blackbeard, how's it going, man? Do you play Satisfactory? Hey. Yeah, it's really good. It's a not enjoying the weather, are ya? That's too bad. Okay, so angle. T. So I'm trying to, as I was mentioning earlier, I'm trying to get, let's see, I have these factories here. I'm trying to get them all to line up with each other and be able to walk across. So that's requiring some modifications to the catwalk. And I made one a minute ago that I can't find now. That's not it. Is that it? No, also not it. That's the one I tried a minute ago. Okay. Definitely need to... Yeah, that... But I made one that looked super awesome, and it was black and red, and did I... Wait, was it this one? Don't tell me it was that one. What did I do with it? Confused. So I need to save this as okay, copper sheets. That's the one. That's what I was thinking of. That's the other one. All right, so plates, plates, plates. Mark II, iron plates, 80. There we go. That's what I need to save it as. Let me go ahead and select an icon for it and a color so that it'll be a little bit easier for me to tell which one it is. And then I'm going to come print it over here. Make sure that works. There we go. That looks correct. Now it's time to adjust the one that does the rods. I think it might actually be easier. Oh, wait a minute. I printed that one backwards. Okay. It might be easier to adjust the recipes in the plates factory than to adjust the walkways in the other one. Okay, so there's that. And there's that rods factory being all stubborn and not wanting to line up with everything else. So what we decided is to take this plates factory and turn it into, and it's back. What? Well, I think I just saved the rods factory with the plate names. So how do I fix that? I saved over one with the other. So so that means I need to save this again with the rods name first of all. And then I need to load my supposed plate factory and change all the colors so that it is a plate factory. Okay. Okay, and that is the plates, and the color's correct. So we load the rods again, because I don't think they look, yeah, that doesn't look different enough from the plates factory. So okay, we're going to have a little problem. We have to go back to the plates factory, but not before. We color these a different color. At least the rails. Okay, so that's rods, and we need to load plates again. Because the smelters are underclocked. And now we can save this. And head back over to our test area. Print the plate factory. Print the latest version of the rod factory. Okay, so we can walk across it from one end to the other. We need to make final confirmation that they are all working properly. You can't do that without testing them, unfortunately. Go in there. You want limestone. 2 of them. And that one wants quartz, okay. So, power. Power to the peephole. Peephole in this case being power pole. And There we go. All those factories are running, and I think... time for me to clear that blueprint. Load the rod blueprint. Give it an icon and color so it stands out in my list, and save it. And load my copper sheets. Okay. There we go. This was the first factory in this series. Kind of gave me the inspiration for all the rest of them. Alright, so where's a T-piece? Put the T-piece here so that lines up. T-piece over there, so that lines up. Did I do some kind of Z-fighting crap over here? I did do some Z-fighting crap over here. And I think... no need to embrace the mistakes of the past. And I think that there was part of the collision I was trying to avoid, but I don't think it's necessary because that is part of the regular catwalk system, isn't it? It's just the way it's supposed to look on there or something. There we go. Okay, so you can't be there, you can't be there, you can't be there. Won't attach there, huh? guess that would be kind of abusive. So, you may ask, what was the point of that? And I have no answer. Okay, that. Okay. That T-piece is facing... There we go. And maybe... Maybe that can join the lineup now. Okay. Okay, Mark II. Now, did I have one for wire? I thought that I did. Well, this is my wire and cable factory, and I don't know if there's ever going to be a way to reconcile it to the rest of the series, but gonna try. Just, it doesn't have the same dimensions. Why is it overlapping the blueprint designer? That's wild. All right. Okay. There's some strange thing attached to this that that exceeds the dimensions it's supposed to. Have, and I don't know what it is. Oops. Probably knocking the phone down isn't a good idea. A lot of people don't recommend that. It's not the way you're supposed to treat your phone. But the charging cable's tangled up in my headphones, so there we go. Now, I guess we should just leave that alone. So we got some really good blueprints. They look fantastic, so much better than the messy game we were working with before, and I would love, but this would need to be in like 2. It would take up a lot more space. So that's a whole different system. And right now what we don't have tackled is the Mark IV upgrade materials. So I wonder if there is a way to make it let's start out for the 4x6 grid. Excuse me. Okay. And I want to put one of the blueprints we were just working on right next to it. So we can make sure everything lines up right from the start. And for this one, we're going to need concrete. Plus an assembler. So the assembler, at least one assembler, maybe more. Let's put it here. And I want we do it this way, we can skip the steel. I wonder if that's practical. We're only making 4 a minute. And I think that somewhere in the 12 to 20 range would be a better target. Can we supply 4 of them in this blueprint? I highly doubt it. How many can we supply? I need some space for logistics. I don't think this is going to work in a 4x6. There's just no way. Not enough space here. And no way. No way. So to do this with iron, we would need 400 iron ingots. This is not going to fit in a 4x4 or a 4x6. Unless maybe, let's see, at this stage of the game, we've definitely got foundries, right? Yeah, it's going to use too many resources. We're going to have to go 6x6 at the very least, I think, to have any hope. Unless we want to suddenly switch to some ultra compact playing style. Can you guys hear me when I talk? Is my voice? Yeah. I mean, what if it's way over here and it barely catches it? Over here it does, but the microphone's like really close then, and it's kind of... Alright, so... we're going to need enough foundry for... You know what? And if we're doing concrete, if we're doing steel anyway, we might as well not skimp. So, foundry. Alright, I'm going to do this linearly first and then copy it over there. I need a foundry doing solid steel. Right, first of all, where did I put that here? I need 4 of them. We'll work back from these. 1, 2, 3, 4. 72 steel beams. think steel beams are made the quickest in a foundry. We're going to need 2 of these. I need either 2 of these doing 36 each, or one that's overclocked. All right. And then we also need concrete, which I think I think we're going to do fine concrete, because our concrete is fine. It's not great, but it's fine. And if anybody can't hear me okay, then let me know. I'm taking off these damn headphones because they are uncomfortable in many ways. Mostly because they tend to want to cram my glasses down into my nose, which is painful. Over time. Wait a minute, where does fine concrete get made? Concrete in the assembler. Assembler? Okay. Fine, whatever. Seemed a lot more foundry-ish to me, but fine concrete. And I need 64 times 2. Plus 30, 64 plus 36. Okay, wait, no. Calculator time. Okay, 36 times 4. Plus 64 plus 64, 272 concrete. 136 per. That puts us at Mark III, which we should definitely be at. 72 too high for Mark III? Yes, it is. Alright, so we need 2 of them doing 136 each. Can they do that? No, they max out at 125. So we're most likely going to need 4 of them. We can do it with 3. But the load balancing's weirder. So 4 of them. And so one of them can be back here. And that one's going to produce 64. That one's going to produce 72. And you get copied to you. You get deleted, and then you get duplicated right. There is a dude outside saying to try his tamales, and if you don't like them, you don't got to pay for them. I have a feeling he's got a strategy for anybody who actually tries that. Why are those not lining up the same? Whatever. Okay, that is going to go... Nope, not like that. Like that. And we are making such a mess for ourselves further down the line. And this is just mapping out the flow chart. This is not even the actual blueprint. Okay, so and 18 steel beams, and that means that these guys need to make 36 each. Very good. 36. 36. You and you. And the other thing you need is steel ingots, obviously. We had not gotten you your steel ingots yet, so at least 2 of these suckers, I'm imagining. You want 96 a minute. It's greedy, greedy, greedy. Solid steel. Can we do? We can do 96. You are in luck, sir. We have 96 ingots for you right here. What? Oh, wait. Solid steel. A little bit easier on the power consumption. Okay. So now we need 128 iron and 128 coal. Which puts us into Mark III, but that's fine because we should, like I said, if we're building Mark IV building materials, we should definitely have Mark III taken care of. I can't wait to go and put these in the actual game we're running. But wait a minute. We need a lot of limestone. And we still have not addressed our silica needs. So will one constructor take care of all of it? We need roughly 40. Yes, it will. We need 19.2 times 2, 38.4. Hardly. You know what? Let's just do 2 of them. Doing 19.2 each. Will that... Power slug or extra constructor? Extra constructor. We're going to make things easy on ourselves. So that's all the machines we need. Two constructors, 8 assemblers, and 4 foundries. Okay, constructor number 1. I don't think that's going to fit in a 6x6. So two constructors, 8 assemblers. Crazy. Why would anybody think this would fit? Two, 3, 4. Oh, we get 5 in a row here. Great, so now we only need 3 more. What happened is our factory finally reached the level of complexity where a logistics floor is required for proper design. And 4 of these apparently are needed. Not enough room for another one there. So the machines themselves will fit with a teeny tiny bit of room to spare for a container that gathers everything up, although we've been doing that on the 2nd floor over here. But I don't know if there's enough room for logistics there. in any case, I'm going to save this game now and import my all of my modified, all the blueprints that I've updated to the game we've been playing here. Did I save this yet? Let me save it one more time just to make sure. And then we will load BP7 and continue where we left off last night. Okay. And we're over here trying to make sense. All of this. And what we needed to do was move this to a more suitable location. So before we do that, back up to the main base and see if I can build my little awesome town that I've been working on. What did I have? Like four factories that I built. I guess we can map out 4x4 spaces for those guys. Colors here to see if there's actually room for them. I'm sure there is, so we'll see what I hate this because it gives us good contrast against this gray. One and another nice high contrast swatch. There's another factory. Switch to vitamin. Space for 5 of them. But I think there might actually be more. Might be 6. Anyway, I think the point is we got space. And start creating those. Iron plates. 4x4. Put it in that spot. Where is the front? Front is there. Very nice. That looks so much better than the spaghetti we were making before. Oh my god. Rods. Right next to it. Let's go, buddy. Is it aligned to the corners? Yes, it is. Where is the concrete? that it? No. Okay, there's the concrete. Very good. I did save it. Thank you very much. And I just realized I can actually get up on these to make the next one. Quartz is going to be really hard to bring over here. I don't know if I should bother. Because I'm already set up with quartz and silica. Copper sheets. Okay. Factory. It doesn't look very good compared to that stuff, but it does work better than what I've got already. I guess we can put that, and it really brings down the look of the place. I'm going to have to improve it for sure. And then I have my new reinforced iron plate factory, which is also kind of crap in terms of the new aesthetic we've come to love and expect. Just put that right there, and I think I'm happy with that orientation on the wire and cable. I think the front should be all right. Now it actually makes almost everything I had already built up here suddenly unneeded, and then I'm going to do the conversion to it. 4 holes. I did get the 4 holes. We could go. Factory's backwards. That's not the factory. And that's the front. Two. Set this up so we could use 2 miners that were less cranked up if we needed to. But we with the actual power inputs on much of this. Did some freestanding these are all daisy chain blocks. Feature is just kind of the way the game works. Situation is working, then that is fantastic. I can put my on the roof. Okay, so the mod, dude, I'm sorry I didn't see your question. I hope you're still there. The mod for the big inventory space, it's the, you've got to track down the INI file. And there's some lines you add to the INI file. Now, how I found it was I went to the Satisfactory calculator website, right? And then look at their mega prints and their oversized blueprints. And one guy in there explains in his description, he's talking about his big blueprints, and he's saying there's no way you could ever build this blueprint, you know, with the actual inventory the game gives you, right? Because they make you fight for your inventory space, and they never really give you that much, even when you max it out. So he shows right there the text to add to the INI file. I don't know what it is, but yeah, you got to add some text to your INI file, and I gave myself 1,000 slots. It's actually kind of annoying because there's no search function for the inventory. So if you lose something in there, you gotta search for it with your eyeballs the old-fashioned way. All right, dimensional cut. Since we're paying attention to aesthetic now, I guess we can just clip our stuff into the rail really neat. And there we are, accumulating concrete as fast as we ever were with that other setup. Only this time, it looks so much cooler. Oh my god. The revenge of the anti-spaghetti. Alright, so I'm starting to think about lunchtime. I'm going to grab a bite, and then I'm going to come back and hook the rest of these garbage. And then we still need to figure out our Mark IV building materials because so I'll see you guys in a minute. This save, I think it still has less than 18 hours on it, but confirm 16 hours and 57 minutes, so really close. All right, see you guys after lunch. The journey continues.